hear us. That's perfect.
All right,
How's that?
okay.
Can we hear now?
We're not here.
This is the commercial. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so being 7:15 on February 8th, 2022, I'd like to call the order of the Bellingham Board of Health meeting. Kelly McGovern Chair, Vincent Ford Jr. Vice Chair, Tricia Leclerc, our member, Bruce Wilson, our health agent, Robbie Griffin, our tobacco agent and food inspector, and Laura Reno, our minutes clerk. Our first order of business is to review the minutes from January 25th.
So is that true that there was really 6 establishments for body art?
There was 7, one didn't renew, so
So it is
It's
6.
6
So
now.
our cap is.
So are we leaving it?
Well, it says our cap is 7.
It said, but it was supposed to be 7,
If someone didn't renew, it'd be 6.
right?
Okay, we'll just leave it at that though. If someone else doesn't renew next year,
Does it say?
we'll leave it
that?
at 6 or we drop it.
It says made a motion to cap at 7 permits.
Okay, right, okay.
So we made
yeah,
a
I think
motion.
it should have said,
It will then go to, it says it right here, it will then go down to
6.
cap
Okay,
of
fine.
6.
Yeah.
All right, so within our
If
new
not paid
bylaw.
by January
So if
31st.
somebody comes to the window tomorrow and they want to hook on a tattoo, do we know now that there's no more available?
Right.
Anybody going to the counter tomorrow will know there's no more available.
Right. And they can't go to Town Cliff and get a permit.
That's right,
Okay, got it, okay.
that's right. Yes, do.
Oh, I didn't know it was drafting that regulation. Okay. Bruce, you're helping with that.
Sure.
Dog regs.
We need to change up board. Open board.
What's wrong?
A missing.
Where?
Old business donation business board. BORD, BOARD.
Oh, we're under the donation bins, just board, the board business.
oh, we did it again.
It's the A key on the computer, it's sticky.
What's BORD mean?
Did the Charles pay their fees?
Yes,
They're
I
fine.
did.
they did.
Good
Where do
job,
we want to
Ben.
put that? Does that go into the revolving fund or?
Yeah, it does, right?
Let's see, I don't know what it is.
Can we pick?
Trash,
We can't pick.
I don't know.
There's $2 signs in front of the 900, but I like it because it's.
Tell you what, why don't we,
I don't think we pick where it goes to.
no, that one I don't think we
We have
do.
to give it to Mary and she's gonna allot
Right,
it.
right.
Yeah, I think it goes into the revolving fund though.
It does, okay.
I think.
Well, she has
Well,
to-
when we
she has
used to
code
get
it.
fines in the past, they went right through the town clerk.
Correct. Yeah.
But we changed that and
Correct.
issued our own fine paperwork.
Okay,
So I think we can pick.
where we, okay,
where we-
okay, so
you know,
good,
I'll
we don't
have
have to turn to
See if
town
we need to
treasurer.
make a new
Okay,
account, but
good, okay,
All right,
what
so
would we
we-
like to use that for,
yeah.
you know?
Maybe we'll have to. when we
If
do
it
the
was
budget,
food, we put
that
it in
might be
food, if
something
it's
to-
tobacco, we put in tobacco.
Write
but
that down.
It's minimum housing and trash, litter. So maybe we need
Yeah.
another revolving fund, litter,
Well, let's look at the budget and see where we think
where
it
we
should
can stick
go.
it, okay, fine.
So the next
Who's
budget,
1212?
I think that's the police department, isn't it?
Yeah, I get that. That's an emergency.
Yeah,
call.
that's,
That's the police department.
that's police. Hello? 1112 is fire.
Yeah,
We could use it for Earth Day,
yeah, we
We
could.
could,
since it was trash fines, we could use it for Earth
That's a
Day.
good idea
Yeah.
though. I like
although
that.
technically, we don't really spend that much, but that's right. Put it in
Yeah,
Earth Day
we
fund.
don't really spend
We
that
could do Earth
much,
Day,
but
wherever
we
it is
could
they
use
came
some
out
of
of,
it.
the
We
glove.
don't spend that much, but we do spend.
We do
because
spend
we're
some.
still supply- Like we did the
The beef
pizzas, the
burn.
waters. we
Right,
bought
so
the
even if
Okay,
we
t-shirts.
spend.
we don't want,
$200 of that, at least
What we don't want
Um,
is to
what's that?
use
Actually, I think I can send my food
pay
inspector.
details, because
He can free it over.
the town's free,
Okay,
people will do it.
That's
All right.
fine.
what, 15 minutes? Okay, thanks. Yeah, fire.
He's fine.
So fine, then I'll take a look and figure out what food needs to be.
Is it
processed.
Why don't
Yeah,
you
that
go
right.
with him, Bruce? That's
The
good
grease-
for you.
Grease trap?
You both should go. So
Okay,
that Bruce
Laura, you know
knows-
how to shut this down, right?
So Bruce knows how to handle that.
I don't,
in the
but I
future.
can figure it
We
out.
can figure it out.
If you come over and hit the square on the recording,
Mhm.
and then just shut the computer down, but actually, just leave it
We'll figure it out.
here and I'll come back.
Okay,
I'll
Is that
shut the
okay?
square
Did you-
down.
What do we need to do? Just
Contracts,
what?
contract.
Contracts. Oh, we're gonna, those in our things, the contracts for Robbie?
I was gonna say, I do have them in my email, so I can send them over. My
Okay.
only issue was that I couldn't remove the old signatures
Okay.
from the PDFs.
Okay.
Oh,
So I didn't know if we could like white out and sign over.
yes, we could.
We're sign next to it.
What we do is
Sign next to
go
it.
to the
We'll figure it out.
printer, put white paper, print it off,
Yeah.
and then just do it that way.
All right, you're good?
From my mom.
I'll see you next.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
No,
This will be a good one.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a
you may
good,
you may not be here all that night. whatever.
it's usually it's just a matter of looking at which food get.
exactly.
Right.
Well,
Has
what,
to get
if it's
thrown away.
bad, you gotta,
Throw it
well,
away.
you know what to do.
Right. Throw it
Yeah.
away.
That's good. for
Thank
them
you.
to say, too.
I got one.
Big time.
I know, like, I'm like, go with him, go with him. Go
Well,
learn.
Yeah, because otherwise Robbie wouldn't be here and he'd have to go.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, that's true.
Mike's,
So,
I keep calling him Mike. Bruce is supposed to go. Not Robbie,
mhm,
Right.
But he just told Robbie to go.
right?
That's where the problem lies. That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
going
yeah.
on.
Well, he figures Robbie inspects those, so he doesn't have to go. But he should, because the health agent goes, or the
Right.
assistant.
The health agent should go, yes.
So we need to bring
Not the
that
food
up.
agent, it's usually the
next
health
time.
agent, yeah.
Can you put that on the minutes?
Yeah.
Let's put it on the minutes, that we
Yes.
got an emergency call while we're having a meeting.
Yeah,
That needs
that's
to
a
be
good
brought up,
point.
because I think that's happening in the
Any
office too.
emergency
He's
calls.
having more to do instead of him doing it,
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
so we gotta,
Okay.
we gotta, work on it. Okay, so let's.
So
let's
one
finish
of
this
the-
up.
So he's number one when it comes to,
Right.
Emergency, it doesn't matter if Robbie
Right.
does the inspections there or
Correct,
not.
yeah.
He's the health agent.
So, sort of at that point, the health agent's the higher
I like the
authority.
section under food inspections for this one.
Yeah. Real quick, Laura, just for the heck of it, when you go back into the fold, see if it's only 3,000. I think it was around there. I thought it was 32 or 40 something, but there was 900 of Bruce's, which supposedly said they were gonna pay a 3 and a 6. So if you add 9 to 32, that's 41. If you add 9 to
What are you
3,
talking about?
the,
She just told you she
To
wasn't
check
good
them
at
out.
math. He's throwing all
Okay.
these.
I
numbers
know,
out.
I'm
Sorry,
like, I don't
sorry.
know what he's talking about
the
though.
$3,000 fine, Bruce said, where do we want to put it? I said, he says, is that right? I said, no,
Well, ask Mary.
well, no, have her just look at all the tickets I produced and add them up. It's pretty easy. Add
so
90.
He
you think
wants you
it's
to check.
more?
I think it's
Yeah,
more. I think
check.
it's 41
He
or
wants you to check.
39.
I
That's
just
my
want you to
guess.
make sure that they were all paid.
But I don't think they were.
I'll check.
I don't either.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
min-
we came
otherwise the
back.
minutes
I
look
gave
good to
everything. Yeah, other than that, board and, okay, we just add one thing too, where it says, Mr. Forty and Mr. Wilson will draft the regulation. At least our agent Wilson will draft.
Yeah, I think it should be removed. We were supposed to get with town council too.
That's right, yeah, I think that,
And see
they
if
can
there's
draft it,
something
we can
like that.
just
Yeah.
provide the info, and Bruce has gotten a lot of info, so I think we can use that. As most people say, wow, geez, gonna be a lot of work, and there's a big fight when you pick a regulation.
Looks good, Lauren.
I
Does
don't
everything
care.
else look good?
Yep, looks good.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we approve our minutes for January 25th as
As amended.
amended.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Next is unattended donation bin adoption, Vinnie,
Oh, wow.
your day.
Yeah, it's
has
there to
come.
sign,
I know.
the original.
It's in here.
Oh, the original's in there. Good.
Yeah,
Okay,
it should be there.
good. So
Big day.
other
It's
permits
a-
that will have to
no,
be
this
funded,
isn't-
another set of permits will have to be monitored.
It
'cause
must be,
Yeah, so the
No, it
permits
should be
for
in there.
these.
no, these are all 40.
Oh, that's, yeah,
Six,
there's not that
Main
many of
Street.
them. Is it not there?
No.
Uh,
Unless it's.
It's not in our packet, right? No.
It should be with Billy.
I have one in my packet, but.
Yeah, but it's got the
Yeah, but I
little,
had the
uh,
original
Yeah,
to
the
put on
original.
for signatures. Maybe I.
Maybe it could be signed. Could be.
Oh, wait, what's this?
Wait, it could be signed. Bet you it's in there.
Anytime.
Yeah, I know. That's what my stuff is, yeah.
So that's all. Here it is.
Mine's in my book. It's here.
Okay, here's the original. Oh my God.
Yep. I tell you.
Can
See?
you believe it? After all this, now let's hope that they get a buy.
Right, that's what I'm
And we
saying.
have
How
many
many
read
weeks
through
we
it, Keller,
went through
read
this?
through it, just briefly, just make sure
Yeah,
that
that's what-
the things that you guys had
Yeah.
said was, it's on the original.
He's taken various ways. you know, around the town to check these, things, which is good, you know, so I don't have to do it.
Let's see, now, let's make sure that we've got the no grandfathering in of the vacant lot thing.
Right.
50 is our total.
Yeah.
Donation box shall
Donate
not be
52-2,
permitted within any
donation
residential
box should
zone.
not be located in an otherwise vacant piece of property.
Is that the original?
Well,
Donation box shall not exist as a primary use for property. Donation shall not be located in an otherwise vacant piece of
property,
property.
okay, it's in there.
6 bins max, 20,000 square foot lot size, 50 max permits at any time. No vacant pieces of property. Not permitted within residential zoning districts, so that's all in there.
Perfect. I think we're good.
No grandfather.
Okay.
Okay. This is all funny though. Shouldn't that be over here?
Hmm.
This section was a section 9, maybe push it over there, but we can still sign it without that.
Yeah,
Okay. Section 9.
$100 first offense, $250 second offense, $500 third offense, fourth offense. They are
Removed.
going to the scrap metal. bin.
immediately revoked. And then here's the suspension.
I don't think we'll get
I
4.
don't know where the grandfather is. Hold on a second.
Or you mean something that,
Remember we said we were grandfather?
We were
I think it
grandfather
was
old.
where the lots and everything were.
yeah, and it's also, the only thing we would do that for is if someone,
Anyone at this point will be grandfathered from sections 5.2.4, 5.2. But in the future, permits that are not up to the standard can't be transferred to a new one at the time of the sale.
okay, so that's in there.
So it's just grandfather just on the size of the lot.
Okay, fine.
That's it.
Okay.
So
fine.
that is correct.
Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, we're good. Nice. Looks like we had that's filled.
So why don't we make a motion that we sign that, just so we have it on there?
Yeah.
That we sign the donation to Greg?
Yeah, we can do that. I think we should also make a motion that we're gonna do that we're gonna create a contract.
Okay, so it's in the minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Good, okay, go ahead.
So let's do that one first.
All right, because that was right after our thing. All right,
Yeah,
so, yeah, you
Yeah.
just sign it? Yeah,
yeah, I did.
that's perfect. Actually, should we have done that during the executive session?
No, I don't think so.
We said we were creating a con.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. We were creating it, so now just we have to, we should make it part of our regular minutes. So we're gonna, you know, have an
Right.
approved contract at the next meeting.
okay.
Do you want to say it or do you want me to say it?
That's fine. Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we have an approved written contract for our health agent to sign and the board to sign.
For the rest of the weeks.
Yeah, and list of duties available for him and us to sign at the next meeting.
Should we say something about the list of? how many members and things?
We'll
Okay.
figure that out.
All right, I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. You want to do that thing that we're signing?
Okay, yeah, I'd like to make a motion. We pass the new donation bin regulation by, you know, and as written.
All right, I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. When is that effective?
Oh, yeah.
That should be in there. I think it's the date that I signed it, so it's the 8th, effective today.
Okay, so revise that motion that the donation bin regulation be adopted and
As of
officially
today.
recognized, let's say, on 8 February 2022.
Can I also ask that we somehow get this to
Every
businesses that we
person.
definitely know have them?
Right.
So that they're aware that they need to get this permit
Right,
either
yes, right, there is a
by.
permit.
Yeah, when's the permit?
That's what I'm saying, we got another thing to track for permits.
Well,
This will
that's a
be
good one to put in our
permitized,
timeline too, Laura, you know. the
Okay.
time.
Yeah. so permits, this will be in permitized too? Well,
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
we'll have to have
everything's
them.
permitized, okay, fine. Just have it on.
So we'll have to get the
When
application to the current
Right.
bin
Okay.
owners.
Whether by mail or email, however you guys do it,
Right, right.
whatever's easiest.
And then,
Yeah, I think the first one will do the bylaw and the application. And make sure they get a hard copy of it. And then
Okay.
maybe next year
It
we
doesn't
can
say when
Okay,
the
fine.
permits are
Can,
gonna be sent
do
out.
by email.
that's the other thing too,
Doesn't say
yeah,
what.
Like when the permits get sent out, like what month and when they're due.
yeah.
I thought it was gonna be with all the other ones.
That's, I think.
Can we do it
Well,
like,
that's
since it
not
was
me.
8th February, we should make it 1 January to 31 January, has to be in.
Well, now it's too, well, no, we did it for February 8th, so now they're not gonna be retro.
Well, you don't want to start with a
Well, I'm just saying. there's
February,
nothing in
February,
here.
why don't we
should
do it
probably have
January, that
in
way
here.
the first permit's only 11 months.
It says,
Okay.
after the effective date of this regulation, the Board of Health, upon acceptance and approval of an application, will issue a permit for location of a donation box that will specify the name.
We need to
Doesn't
get
say.
permit stickers because they have to put.
Yeah, she's got the.
I put a
Yeah.
sample one that
Oh,
I
you did?
just kind
Oh,
of threw
okay.
together.
Sorry.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I thought we could even make them ourselves, because they have like a piece of sticky paper you
Oh,
can
Yeah,
get.
yeah,
That
like vinyl
is
coats, so
water-
it won't wash away.
Yeah, and then I
Actually,
can
you
just
know what?
print them.
It says here, these regulations are hereby adopted by vote on November 2nd. That has to be changed.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the first page, but we signed it, so you can just. make
Okay.
that. So I'll just do that, and then on the.
Adopted.
She wanted the, how do I kind of say it, the carriage, got slid over. so-
Yeah, I
What's that
just-
called? Indented.
I did that. So
Yeah.
page 5, I just put the section 9, so it's over on the left.
Right,
margin.
and then, no,
Put that one, but I don't see, we should probably put a date in here when these are going to be due.
Correct,
they're
yeah.
adopted by the Board of Health on
Is that right?
2/8/22.
I think it should be, you
What do you think, Patricia?
31 January is a deadline too, and,
Well, it's February 8th, then. So
February, it's a
it's gonna be
deadline.
done, it's gonna be late,
Okay, so,
and I bet you these won't be sent out for another couple of weeks, right?
Okay.
Well, I would still keep that, but just say, once they send them out, just, because even if we change the date, we don't know when people are gonna actually receive them.
Exactly,
Correct.
we don't know exactly, we
so
still
do you want to say it's from February to February?
No, probably March,
March.
because these have to be printed out and mailed out there.
And
What
mailed
did
out.
we
by
do
that
with the
time.
chicken ones? Because,
But when you don't
We
have
have
the even with the same dates, it's easy to get lost now.
I know.
And I only
it's
have the
easier.
list of the ones I know.
Correct, yeah.
It's not fun.
Well, I think
It's like playing
for
football.
something like this, I mean, there's not that many of them to do March to March.
Okay.
Okay, there's 46 actually, but I think we have
So
46.
when you send these out, make it so that they're due for what, March 1st or March 15th?
Yeah, that way there, that's a good.
I say
point.
March 1st.
March
Okay,
1st,
and then
yeah.
that grace period to the 30th,
Yeah,
30 days.
Okay,
okay.
okay.
So why don't we do that? All right.
Okay,
That's fine.
but again, like maybe we spreadsheet this so we can see all the permit dates and when they're going out, because now they're different.
Well, if they go
You're right,
into
what's the-
permanized, they should have a report that they can
Okay,
print out,
good.
right?
Yeah.
What about the, like you said, the animal bylaw, right? When's that, was that, that wasn't at the anniversary of the year, no. It was like June, when did we do
I
it?
think this is the end of June,
End of
June
June, right,
30th, they
yeah,
have to
yeah.
have them in by.
Okay, so, okay, that's the way we'll do it. It's 30
So a
days
few
after-
things, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Or 31 if there's 31 days. So in February, well, there's 30 days. in March, right?
31.
31, okay, fine. So we're good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You good with that?
Yeah.
All right, next. So Robbie's gonna get us the tobacco and food inspector, he's gonna send it to her, and then we'll sign next time.
Okay.
All right, correspondence, DEP oil spill is there.
Yeah, this is probably the one that I missed, but,
I don't even know there was-
yeah, this is the one that conservation went out for me because it was,
Farm Street.
yeah, it was, the company on, the Bach launch people, one of the excavators or something. Waste oil, something like that.
It's all cleaned up.
Yeah, I went out the next day
These are scary letters, aren't you?
and, but now because it's an oil spill, it's a
It
21,
looks familiar.
it's a 21
I just
site.
threw those binders out the other day. I was like, I don't need these anymore. I had like, I had.
So
like,
what
a
do we need
pile.
to do with this one?
It's just something that gets filed with the Board of Health for like groundwater protection. They're gonna have to put monitoring wells maybe now. It's whatever
Do
the
we
mass
have to,
21
like,
people.
Do we have to oversee that and make sure they do it, or is that? the
No, it's
state?
DEP is
Let us know.
notifying it, the
Do
Bureau
we
of
have
Waste
any
Management.
water? Do we have any wells around there we're gonna be worried about?
Well, that's the question. They're probably our wells out there. I don't know.
So what do we?
So
what's
what'll
the
happen is this
protocol?
gets basically, the DEP says we're handling under, an emergency order. It'll be managed in the future by monitoring wells. It's also a 21E violation. So when you look up state of Massachusetts towns, you go look at all the spills
Oh, I
forever.
know, I can see it.
There's
I've seen
more
it.
21Es than you can imagine. There's no gas station
What do they
where
call
there's
it?
21Es.
Special
But-
sign or-
So we don't have to do anything.
No, what happens is, if there were be someone, let's say, they bought a house and they did a well test, and the well ends up getting oil in it. Well, oil contaminants can be benzene, other toxic chemicals, very toxic, which cause cancer. This would be reported that the Board of Health was notified of this, and now the state will manage it. They'll either replace the well, they'll put in filtration. It's not gonna be the homeowner's responsibility.
Laura, this looks good.
Yeah, so. But it's
Oh,
good
the
to, you know,
timeline?
I like to see these
We'll add,
because we should have a hazardous material
donation.
file. Laura, we should probably have a file that says 21E, that's waste oil, heating oil, fuel oil,
Shouldn't
contamination.
they just be in the respective
They,
binders?
yeah, they could, that's right. They could just be in each site. That's right. Okay, so,
And all this, would this stuff be on permanent, by the way? It wouldn't be a bad
No.
idea to include it.
No, but we
That's
do
part of
have
the-
a
address.
parcel management that just
Oh,
gives
do?
the address and we can attach any document.
Okay,
That would
good.
be a
Well,
good
yeah,
thing to
attach
put it
that,
to
yeah.
permanize with
so if
this
someone ever
address.
buys the site, they'd have to have a 21E.
So Zero Farm Street, there's a lot of Zero Farm Streets. How do you
Yeah, I
know
know.
which one is
Yeah,
gonna
that-
go in? What is this, I guess.
This is probably
um,
not the one I'm thinking of. That was Maple
It's
Street.
under Granite Street Farm LLC, so I would imagine that would be the owner of the land.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so I take
That
this
That would be a
back.
good thing to put in there.
This was not the one that I missed going to, because that was at,
Yeah, we
what's
can
the
start
Bach mulch
doing that.
people? What's the address on that? It's probably 100 and something.
Which one?
Bach mulch people. They're 100 and something. They're right.
Yeah, those are
between-
the 160s up in that
Yeah, yeah,
area.
okay, so this is a different one.
Yeah,
This is the one I think maybe Bruce said he went out on. So whatever.
yeah, I think Bruce just put it in so you guys would be aware of it.
I guess the only
Right.
other thing too, we could sort of add, you know, I still provide that, I'll call it tidbit because I'm 21E trained and I was a hazardous materials officer for the military, so I guess we could say that this could, you know, you could follow up on his training, you could get, you know, maybe we could do a 24-hour course, or he could do a 8-hour course and hazardous
21E.
materials. Well, they could do 21E
Does he
too.
know that? He knows that stuff, doesn't he?
I don't know if he knows 21E. There's a
Really?
survey, he might know where to locate these on a
Yeah.
plan,
Yeah.
but actually, you know, go out there with DEP and, you know, they're gonna be the experts.
Right.
But if you're 21E trained, it's kind of nice.
Well, that could be another long term.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of long.
Yeah, that's right. This could be a 21E training. It's about a 2-week course to state of Massachusetts, so,
Well, I don't know if that's.
you know,
in the
maybe that's
forefront,
kind of
but-
a add-on.
Another thing, Laura, I don't know if we should add the schools on. here, too.
School.
For
Yeah,
the,
schools.
for the timeline draft for him. Is that what this is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is for us. as a
Yeah,
board
it's
and-
for like the overall board and department, just so
Okay,
add the schools and
Yeah, because he's supposed to do, schools.
schools twice a
Twice a
year.
year, yeah.
yeah, you used power last night for 2 hours.
No,
2 hours, I think. Hours. It was
are
only
the
rain.
supermarkets on here?
I don't
That's
think
I
so.
know
what
they're
she
not,
No,
but-
because
Said
I,
quarterly food
know.
reports.
I
Is that
think-
the same thing?
no,
Oh,
because we don't want to start adding all the inspections, you know, each separate inspection. We
Somebody
do
needs
have
to
the
remind
food
me.
reports, which I think will go back to this.
okay.
Because we have monthly ones too, but that's more Robbie, I guess, but yeah. Okay,
Yeah, it is good to go back
So
to that.
it's
It's
just
nice to
an
look at the
8 till 6
schedule, have it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To make sure that everyone's
it
doing.
needs to be updated, but I think that would be helpful.
I think just adding the schools on here would be good if you don't.
We'll
mind.
add the schools on
Yeah,
the
but then the
timeline.
stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Just because I feel like that is a priority.
you
They're
know what
never
else
accountable
wouldn't be
because
a
of-
bad idea is reviews. Because we're gonna forget.
Well, it's right
February,
here. Is it right there?
so December would be review time.
Review for what, the calendar?
So they just, they just
Okay.
administer.
Well, we have that right there, January.
So,
Oh, we have it in there?
Yeah, employee review of
review.
January.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So,
That's fine.
well, it should be,
Laura, so
December.
good.
Should be
Should-
December,
It should be December.
because now we're doing it for February, right?
Okay, so if we do it
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
move it to
December,
December.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, the other stuff looks pretty good.
All right, so the complaints on the fines, we know we got them collected. So
Right.
we want to check on, make sure that those are the actual fines that were collected.
Right.
Yeah.
And that would be good. Plans for review, when do you have a file for over there?
No, we have for the old plans for it.
Yeah, I think Bruce had planned, are they up there?
I think,
What was it? It's
yeah,
for
Oh, okay.
936 South.
Yeah.
I see 40, I see 150.
Those are each of the.
Those are
betterment
better
loans.
ones, though, right?
What is that?
What's this here? Which one's this?
This is for 936 South Main.
Bruce did have,
That to be a health plan, not a septic thing. Just make sure it's not- that's not- To be signed, let's see if it's in here. No, it would be a big plan.
yeah, it's usually a thicker.
Yeah, let me just see if he's got it laying over here. It's gonna be a real thing. Gotta be a 24 by.
Plans?
Here it is, I got it.
Okay.
It's a, yep. Okay, I'd like to make a motion, we approve the local upgrade approval to allow the septic system to be constructed 3 feet above the table of water where 4 is required. That's 310 CMR 15:4051H for 936 South Main Street.
All right, I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
I
Aye, motion passes.
almost forget to say where it was. Okay, it's in here somewhere.
Maybe that's it.
You just take it apart, find out. This. Now we could sort of sign it in 3 lines and then have to put the stamp over it. Oh, yeah, there it is. This is gonna be fun. Just gonna kind of pass them down and, because they're in the middle of the thing instead of on a tab. Future. I can handle that. You know. Sign my name. a lot. Blank check.
I was gonna say that, but
I knew you would say
I was thinking.
that at the beach.
I'll send you a bill.
Oh, wait, hold on, hold on. There you go.
What's this one? Yep. Okay, killing trees.
I know, that's fine. That's a big tree too.
Right, is that something? Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I'll make it on Monday. Yeesh.
What's that?
I'm moving it to Sunday, Debbie and I.
Valentine's
Jim
Day.
called it Valentine's Day. It's not Valentine's Day.
They had that on the radio this morning, Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. I'm like,
It's
"That's
time.
Valentine's."
It's time.
Isn't our assistant plumber, he's got time, plumbing something.
Oh, yeah, old time.
Old timer, yeah.
These are betterment agreements.
So actually, let's think about one other thing, because I don't know if we brought it up or not. Since lately, a lot of septic systems are approaching the 35. It's at 30 right now, right? Our max. Why don't we just make it 35? We do a motion on that. You know, it's only
Are they
5.
getting more expensive?
They're getting,
All the supplies, it's hard to get for everything.
well, it's not only that, it's a lot of times, like now the gravel, you have to go down to the original soil and bring it back up and
Well,
4 feet
You
above.
know what, when we meet with Mary, before we do that, let's meet with Mary and to do the little accounting 101.
Right,
She actually had a spreadsheet of all of them with an average of what they were. even
Okay,
now.
okay.
So if we need to go up, we can look at that
Okay.
average. and see.
I did put 35 on the agreement.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Let's
Up
just
to
leave it.
Well, if you want to just do it,
because-
it's only $5,000.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, call it
Keep in
inflation.
mind, now, it's gonna be less than 10 per allotment of 300,000.
Right,
It was
right.
nice to have a $30,000 number.
Yeah,
because
because it's 10 systems, yeah. But
Well,
realistically, Kelly, they weren't ever getting, like if someone spent 32, we gave them 32. We didn't do 30.
Well, that was the other thing too, remember?
There was one that was like 40-something thousand.
Yeah, we didn't
$40,000.
know, so we're gonna go forward and.
Right, and
Before-
unless it's, they
Right,
get
right.
35.
You have to
unless it's
send
a
them
real
A notice
problem,
saying you may
yeah.
have to pay 5 or 8,000.
Well, I think the new way was gonna be, she was gonna show us how much it is so far. And then if it goes over or just at the number that we approved on, we're gonna say yay or nay.
Right,
Okay.
you know,
so
okay.
it has to come back to the board, right?
It's gotta come
Yeah,
back to the
everything-
But at this point, it's not.
A lot
No,
of
I
the
know.
stuff will be coming
Right,
back
I
to the
would
board, so
like to
then
look at that too.
everybody will
If
have
it's
an
a problem
input.
site with soils,
There was
terrain.
one that
Or
was
if
like
they
over
wanna move
40,000.
Right, no,
That's
that's,
happened.
That's
I know,
the
it
one
has
that-
happened. When Guy was there.
Yep.
We're paying for bushes, pools,
Yeah. That's
sheds,
not what that's for.
trees. Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
Anyway, okay.
All right, so,
It's a
yeah.
big one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but like, we've talked about it many times, they will get a loan at the bank, the interest rate's probably gonna be higher.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot.
Oh, yeah,
And
a lot.
they're gonna
And it's so
pay.
easy, no credit check.
So we
Right.
sign that
So
plan.
if,
then.
No
I mean,
qualification. no
if
nothing.
someone complains
Right.
about, I mean, they need to be educated on
Okay.
that, but they
It,
wanna,
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
maybe one or two.
Which one
Most
do I have?
people are very.
I mean, let's
appreciative
be
of
honest, that's a lot of money.
That is, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, right there, never mind. Okay. I'd like to make a motion, we approve the betterment agreement between the town of Bellingham
That's
and
right.
Donnelly L. Elridge of 6 Little Tree Lane for a septic loan program. Well,
All their stuff's in them.
This is, they've already been approved. This is the actual.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, I second that.
We
All
would
those in favor say
waiting to
aye.
put some type of a
Yeah,
better
I,
description together on.
Yeah, I,
Motion passes.
Okay.
Did you like what Laura and I put together on the,
I'll
Can you
get a
sign
sign.
We haven't done it.
oh, you haven't got it?
That's fine.
Did you sign it?
I did. Let me sign first.
Yeah, these three were all approved a few meetings ago. We just wanted to wait until we got everything else in place.
Got it. This is the agreement, so it's not just you signing the thing.
Oh, wait,
I didn't sign the other one. Am I supposed to sign that
No,
one too?
no,
we
no.
haven't done one yet. This is the
Oh, that's
first
the
one.
first one?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the first. one.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion, we approve the loan agreement for 40 Scott Hill Boulevard for Stephanie Daigle for a septic loan program with Town of Bellingham. Board of Health.
All right, second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
It's right there.
Oh, there's no sticky on that page. He's on the page with the 3 lines in the middle for numbering.
On this one?
Right there. Ooh,
Keeps
omitted.
going.
We'll
Good
stick
eye,
this
good
one.
eye then.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's pretty
I can
good.
steal it. Yeah, that's,
No, that's for the.
yeah, that's all you're saying.
oh, yeah, different.
Okay.
Was there much damage there?
No, fortunately, they used baking soda to put the fire out, so we didn't have any contaminated food, which is nice. Dunkin' Donuts, the
Did they
last
give you
fire
any
sprayed the fire
leftovers to
extinguisher.
take home?
Yeah.
You
okay.
didn't sign this one, right?
What caught on fire?
Was our
grill.
burgers?
Be real.
We just had to blow the white off.
So it wasn't- it probably wasn't
would've-
clean. The grill couldn't have been too clean if it caught fire.
Yeah,
Oh,
they could use a cleaning.
yeah, okay.
The fire came from a.
It's
line
extra
behind the
seasoning.
grill.
Yeah.
A leak in the
Burnt.
gas line,
Oh,
so they gotta replace
Takes
the
a
line.
long. There's a new season that my son got through with Debbie and I. would-
have you been to that
Chicken
new beef
something.
barn, the
Chicken shit.
location? Did they
And
open
then
that
you got,
one? The
pork
other one?
shit.
They opened
It's
another one,
seasoning.
didn't they? And
It
like,
says that
really?
right on the bottle here. It's pretty good. It's
I
not,
haven't been to it.
it's not a liquid. It's usually powder. They're good.
I heard people were complaining that fresh just because the grease wasn't as, wasn't,
Clean.
no, too clean.
It didn't sit
The
long
food
enough.
didn't, right.
Yeah, yeah,
food
yeah.
just didn't
When they
taste
put
as
in
good.
flavor.
new fat and new grease,
Yeah.
it's crystal
Is that
clear.
necessary?
When it gets old, it gets
Yeah.
brown.
Well, I think the page is missing.
Yeah,
I don't know if I don't like fried food, so if I get anything, I get it baked.
oh,
The
well,
page to
that's
note,
healthier anyway, Vinny.
the page to
It is.
record it isn't in this one. It's in that one. I don't know, is it in that one? It might be. in that one. So just call us during the week.
All right,
We'll look at it, make sure.
that one's missing. What was the address?
This one's 6 Little Tree.
Is it? No. No,
No, it looks like this one. The one you found, they didn't have a sticker
Oh.
on it. This one.
I didn't look. I just took the sticker out.
It didn't get
The
out of
one
order
that
or
we
something?
record, It's not in there.
Okay.
It's on for, it's
I
on for
could've just-
40, but I don't see it on.
It's not the page that gets the signature, we can add that in, right?
No, this is the one to record, put the registry.
Yeah, yeah, so it's gotta have.
So it has to have our signatures on it.
No, I don't think I see it.
No, so just allow it to.
Okay.
We got it for Scott Hill.
Oh, here it is. You got it.
All right, sign.
Oh,
Okay.
it's there.
Yeah. we did. Okay, I'd like to
So
make a
just
motion,
6.
we approve the septic loan betterment agreement between Town of Bellingham and Board of Health for Roger A. and Kim I. Hogue at 150 South Main Street.
All right, second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Sometimes when you run it through the copier, the page gets under the, instead of on top, it goes under the
Yeah,
one
it's
under.
Yeah.
recycled, I guess. the word.
I know, was making copies of something. Yes.
So you know what,
Healthcare
we put one
proxies.
here. Kel,
And I had like
one,
4
two.
pages. And I put them through the feeder and I said I wanted 40 of each, right? And I matched them all up and I get to the end and I had like
They're
3
all
left
not
over here,
collated.
2, 1, none of
So
them. I'm like,
everything was
what
mixed up.
happened? How does this happen?
Isn't that fun? Yeah, then you
It's
gotta,
not good when it doesn't match
you have
up.
to do collating 101.
Yeah, especially with a big filing in a town like Franklin, they want 10 copies,
Yeah,
and they have their own forms.
13 for the conservation, 13 copies.
You kill 2 trees.
You know what I said? I said, hey, you guys are supposed to be against killing trees.
We get a chance to try out the strobe lights on the truck anyway.
So,
Did you really?
Yeah.
Cool.
So these are the steps for the betterment loan program
Okay.
that were added. So
Please feel
There's-
free
there's
to
been some
comment or
additions
change or
to it.
anything. We're just trying to make it simple for the people that buy it, because it's so
So this is the
confusing.
steps for the public, right?
Yeah,
So the first
Okay.
thing they should do though is go to the assessors and all that, right? To get that all cleared before our number 1 here. Because number 1 here says application income must be approved by the board, but before
Right.
they come to even us, they have to go to the assessor.
Well, did they get the application and it gets stamped by the
Don't-
board?
don't we
Well,
have to
usually
approve
I
the-
bring it around.
Okay,
and then
They don't do it?
bring it here.
Oh.
Yeah, we
Right,
hand
so they
carry.
have to,
People get very confused going to each. It's
Yeah.
easy.
You're like,
if
let
we-
me just go to all the
Yeah.
stations for
Alright.
you and I'll.
let's just
So-
skip this one, you know.
so the preliminary application, you actually do it, not the resident does it.
Right,
Oh, that's kind of
Okay.
nice, okay.
Oh, we help them.
Sample payment schedule and sign.
yeah, if they want to take it
So the
around.
Yeah.
payment
So
schedule.
the registry deeds up to $106 now.
Yeah,
Such an odd number, too.
I know.
This page here,
It was 100 a couple of years ago. So now it's 100.
it gives what the payment, it's like $15,000 loan, $20,000 loan, 25,000.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
And
that's
it
the best
does
part.
3% over 20 years, so what their interest is for the year,
Yeah.
and then it gets allotted into their, so they
Now,
have
in
an
the mass
idea.
law, you can deduct up to $1,000 of the septic. It's still 1,000 or 1,500 residents can do that.
For the septic credit,
Taxes, you mean?
Yeah, for your
We don't
septic.
care about that right
Right,
now.
right, okay. So it's nothing to do with. the
Care about
interest.
the
no, this is just what they're gonna end
We're
up
not
paying
tax
back.
accountants.
No, no, we're not.
Okay, so this way they have an idea what it's gonna do, and it's a little
Okay.
funny how they do it on their taxes, it doesn't happen on certain quarters.
Depends on
but
what time it hits the
hits the
books and
fan,
everything.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
okay.
But at least they know to expect that it's gonna be a certain amount, you know?
But Bruce and I talked about, should we tell them what quarter it's gonna hit?
It's not that
Whenever
bad,
it
though, you
doesn't
think
hit
of
the
it.
first and second,
What was
but
it?
we
It might
decided
be
that
too confusing.
we're just gonna say,
If it doesn't hit this quarter, it's gonna hit. How about that?
right, that,
Yeah.
Take it as a
you know,
gift.
Because that's what happened with that one.
That
couple.
that one couple,
Maybe,
they
does
just
it
didn't
say,
understand
does
it.
it say it in there that they understand that
3%.
They
they,
have to. sign
They
it.
have to sign
They
it.
have to sign it. It says, one of the things here is owner is to review sample payment schedule and sign, mortgage lender to be notified. So it's up to them to let them know that they're, now you get an escrow statement,
Yeah.
and then you might go, your mortgage payment goes up because your escrow has changed. Well, their escrow is gonna change because of.
And that's what, when, if anybody doesn't understand it, we're not going to explain it. We're gonna send them to the assessors,
They're gonna love that.
you
Okay.
know, because they
They're
are
not
better at
telling
it. It's their thing, so.
yeah.
Oh, the assessors are better at this than Mary.
Well, they're the ones that bill everybody, yeah. They,
Oh.
they,
All right,
Figure
so
all
I'm
this
gonna
out.
go
Oh, I didn't know
now,
that.
I'm gonna sign and return it to the office. Good. Permission will be given to the owner to begin project. Perk test and plan design, done by the engineer and the review plan, approval, to install it. Again. All shall be for no payments to the contract will issue directly to them. Only will sign that to the owners.
Oh, the installer puts the application, okay.
And then at what point do we, as the board, find out what the invoices are? So we know what each project has come to, what the final number is. That's at
The
end
big
then?
thing is having signed contracts with both the engineer and the installer.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna let them know that, you know, if they need to exceed that in any way, that it's gotta go back before the board.
right.
Okay, fine.
So that we,
yeah, so on number 8, owner must sign each and every invoice and a board member will also sign to acknowledge the amount.
Okay, fine.
So then there's a lot of
So that's a
people
board
looking.
member, not the health agent then. So somebody on the board has to
Well,
sign.
we're
it.
Right.
approving it.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's why it
so
comes,
That's
yeah, it comes
good.
to us.
It comes
That's
to us,
that's
yeah.
good, all right.
Hopefully we do an accounting. one.
But I'm sure Bruce would, you know,
I
say
mean,
that.
if it's
a
according
lot
to the
more,
contract,
uh,
that's great, everything is
Right,
simple.
right.
But if
But
it's
if
gonna,
it
if
deviates.
it's
yeah,
gonna
we-
deviate,
we
I
have to go.
don't wanna be the one authorizing that.
That's fine, no, that's
Yeah.
fine, that's
And
fine.
the thing that happens is once we sign just the agreement, we don't see anything after that, we're done. And then when we find out it went over by 20 grand or 15 grand, we're like, well, how'd that happen? How come we didn't know?
Yeah,
Now.
this will be good that there's more than just a couple people
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yeah,
We're not shocked at the end. when
so did
it's
you want to
40,000.
increase it from 30 to 35?
Yeah.
Yes, I talked to a number of installers and they all thought that the average system is coming in.
I think that's a good
Due to
idea.
a lot of the
Yeah.
price increases of the
So
piping
for-
and stone.
before we print it up, do we make a motion to say we're
Well,
extending?
you can't do it tonight because it's not on the agenda, it has to be put on the
Okay,
agenda,
fine, okay.
so.
Next meeting,
Yeah,
put that on the
next
agenda so we
We'll
can-
increase it to 35 and then just change the application form.
Okay.
So,
Didn't we change it?
I did put it to 35.
okay, because this one's just 30.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Did you get an old one?
I probably just forgot to
Mine
change
says
it
30,
on
so
that one.
that's fine.
Motion to increase to 35 at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I did check with like 4 of the different installers that work in town and
Yeah, I've been noticing as I
It's
see
on the
it.
septic repair. plan,
listed, yeah.
So you got about 35 on it.
Nothing's cheap.
maintain.
Looks
Actually, I
good.
was at your old building
Looks like
doing a
satisfied
housing
me.
inspection yesterday.
Oh, no, we're gonna talk to Robbie. How's it going, food inspection wise, tobacco, any violations, any criticals, anybody we need to know about?
Tobacco has been good. My only question may not even be in regards to this year because we have the permitting figured out. In the event that they violate their 30-day
Right,
grace period,
Mhm.
essentially, for next year, if the permits expire. Because of the way that our bylaws are written, or regulations regarding tobacco, we no longer allow them to apply for a permit if they're within 500 feet of a neighbor with a permit.
okay.
So in the event that one of them expires, do we cancel their permit with no recourse for them getting back, basically?
Yeah, technically,
That was the way that was read.
But
I
again,
wasn't-
you know
Red
what?
is red.
as a courtesy, again, I would say by Friday,
Right,
you don't have it in by this Friday, you lose your permit.
and you
You gotta-
can't reopen.
You got, yeah, we got another
Because you're
store.
within 500 feet of another store, so
Gotta put
that's
your
a
foot down.
critical permit to keep, it's like
And
gold.
I would let them know, listen, I
All-
got
all
someone
the
else who wants
tobaccos,
this permit, so.
All the ones that were applied for are all.
Yeah,
All
they're all
permitted.
taken care of, but
Oh,
more for
I made
future
a-
reference.
Oh, for
Right,
future,
yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
for future, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
that's a
mean,
good. idea.
going forward, yeah.
Those are coveted.
Yeah.
Those permits are coveted.
Yeah,
so-
those are kind of valuable, like,
As it is, we have people looking to snap at the few that are available. so.
Yeah.
right,
For food, during the last round, there was several locations that had a number of violations. I won't name particular establishments, but one of them is one that we're working on another issue with. But they had, it's just overall kind of lax cleaning issues. So I am assuming that a bottle of beer or something opened in one of the coolers, so the entire cooler rotted out. While I was there during the inspection, I noted that there was water dripping from the ceiling into the ice that they were
Oh my
serving
God.
the drinks from. And several other issues. So that was the bigger one. There was another establishment that when I went in, they had I think I might have spoken to Kelly about this one, but their actual floor buckled. So then there was their tile and concrete floor was sticking up about an inch behind their prep area, so.
That was
Tim and I were-
Tim's involved as
Yeah,
well.
Tim was
Yeah,
working
that's
on
code.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
That's structure, right?
Was it heaving because of water in the ground?
There was a leak in one of the machines.
Oh,
from
And it caused the
what I
floor
understand.
to buckle.
Usually outside it would do that, inside it usually doesn't do that.
Yeah, it was on the second floor of the establishment, so it was a.
Oh, that's
red
fine,
flag.
okay, okay, I understand.
The,
So it's not concrete, it's actually wood that just
yeah,
probably particle water underneath there shrunk,
Yeah.
swelled or wave. You're not supposed to do that.
Underlayment.
Underline,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not supposed to be that stuff, but are these both buildings to leak, old buildings,
older,
older?
yeah. The temperatures have been better, but it's also close to sub-zero out, so that gives them a little bit. of
Yeah, that
backup.
helps, them a little, right, yeah, you can leave the door open, freeze everything.
But yeah, besides that, everything else has been fairly good.
Okay.
Now, we usually used to get these to look at. Do you want to start looking at them with any violations on just to kind of see, or?
We
you
just wanted
take
the
a look at
critical.
it?
There's
The-
no way to look at the digital copy, huh?
The
I hate if you have
reports
to
will-
print any of them for us to look at.
I mean, if there's a certain number or a certain threshold that it
Right.
breaks, I can email them to you.
Yeah.
Well, what is
So
it,
I think it
three?
was 6 that we,
Oh, six.
yeah.
Six
Six.
criticals, and then you have to let somebody know.
As I say, 3 criticals is you qualify for a fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought. it's
Yeah.
three.
Okay,
So,
so we should see three,
So-
so no, just let it fine go and that's
well,
it.
usually, do you usually tell us which ones, when it's a three or more?
I usually,
I think you
I'll call
did.
somebody
Yeah,
when
okay.
when I see certain
It
things.
might be a good idea to maybe print those ones
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
meeting,
yeah,
because
yeah.
maybe just, you might tell one person on the board when it happens, and then it won't come up, and then we forget about it.
Yeah,
right,
Yeah,
right.
So it might be a good idea.
But they're
Maybe it's
correcting
just-
it, so at
When
least
we
it's not getting
eyeball them, I
swept
think
up
it sticks
in
in
the
your
rock.
head
Yeah,
Yeah.
more.
Absolutely.
So if it's 3 criticals or more, you're gonna
Print
Before
them.
the report,
print them
yeah.
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what, just print them out once, you don't have to make 3 copies.
Well,
Yeah,
Just
because
one
we
copy,
can
you
pass it
share it.
around. that's
He
true.
has to print them out for the building,
Folders.
when he submits a bill, they've got to have a signed report to give
There
Mary
may,
or Karen, Kelly. I mean, to what's the name?
Carol,
Carol.
there may be a way, I'll have to look into it. I know that I could do it in the other software, but there may be a way that I can sort from a certain date range and anything that has over a certain number of inspections, it'll
Mhm.
create a report of.
Okay,
So if that's something we can do.
So did you guys decide that Carol's gonna see every report?
She needs
that-
she needs a signature on every report for him to submit his invoice.
That's a
Really?
lot of paper.
I know.
so who's Carol? She's the.
You can't do
administrative,
electronic signature?
accountant.
I know.
Or
No,
email them.
and they need to see the actual paperwork to pay the invoice to Rob with the person in charge signature and Rob's signature.
Really?
But I just was thinking that's a lot of paper.
There's a lot of people.
No, but I don't know why it can't be just emailed or something.
Not a paper trail.
You
enough.
should be able to do
Especially
digital
to the
signature.
auditors.
Right.
the
you want to
auditors
just
with
want
the
to accept it,
Apple
right?
It's
Pen.
the auditors, it's not us so much, it's the auditors.
So let me
They
ask
want
this
paper.
question. The person we're talking, Carol, is the one that works for Mary for just.
Yeah, and she does all the.
She does all the.
Pays all
accounting.
the, yeah, she does the accounting, so, but we have to, we have to.
Yeah, well, we don't want to get audited and they go like
No.
sloppy records, you know.
We all, that Laura, myself, Robbie and Carol, trying to come up with so that they don't get into trouble with the auditors and we all know what
Well,
to
That's what
submit.
you're gonna do.
So when he gives me the paper ones, if there's any that we think the board should see, then we'll just pull them out
Yeah.
instead of recopy.
That's a good idea.
You know,
Yeah.
Like you said, it sticks in your head more, better.
I think so,
Yeah.
The other thing I've noticed a lot is expiration dates, and I don't know if it's because people don't have enough staff, has still been an ongoing issue.
Yeah, yeah. Supply
But
and
there,
workers.
there was one place I walked into and I asked them if I could borrow a cart, and I loaded the cart with
Yeah.
expired items.
Really.
Really?
We had a few expired items at the
At the
market
grocery
basket
store.
too.
Yeah. Usually what I notice is if it's like a week away from a 3-month thing, they'll put it right out front. People are not stupid. They reach in the back. Now, if they put it in the back, you go,
They-
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So you gotta reach in the middle. See, sometimes you have to play games with these people. you know.
You gotta look at the expiration
Yeah.
date.
So the other thing too is, it wasn't that way. I went and got a pack of, those, Equate, the lemon lozenges, the menthol, it's the highest one, 7.5. So I was looking and they didn't have the Equate, but they had the slot, but there was holes in there. So I pulled them aside. When I picked up one bag, I didn't notice that one fell out, but when I put it in my cart and went up the thing, I looked in it, it was all chewed on the bottom.
oh, no.
So I said, so I went back and I said, Debbie, that bad, because there was no other disease for weeks. So I finally said, I got a bag, sugar free. She said, oh, anyway. So when I went back, there was a lady stacking stuff up. I said, hey, get rid of this. And she said, what's wrong with it? I said, well, there's a little hole in the bottom of the bag. And there were 3 other ladies. I said, looks like a road native. So I said, I'm gonna reach back here and look first. I was being a wise guy. But then I found one more bag. I said, oh, this one looks good. I think it could have actually been, when the machine makes that seal,
Mm,
it's a serrated thing.
It could have crumbled.
They could have cut the
Yeah, I
Lose
was
it.
gonna say, why would a rodent wanna? lemon
Halls of
lobster
menthol. Yeah,
With a 7% menthol.
right. Yeah, I didn't think it would be. Well, honey, maybe. You eat lemon,
True.
honey, but I don't know. Not with
Kill a
7%.
mouse, all that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think it was actually the machine, but I did look, it wasn't an area where there was any other food, But I do that a lot. Kelly brought it up there. In the old days, the Home Depot in the contract area where nobody used to go, or one of the other areas, they were all expired and a lot
Always
were
forget
chewed.
when I think somebody's in it.
Oh, yeah, well, we're on.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so we can do status.
Yeah, but,
Did you do the septic tank too?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's right over there.
Okay,
Oh, by the way, stamp it in the corner next time. It was in the middle.
hey,
I know,
you got the stamp in the place to sign it.
I know.
Sometimes you
Got
gotta
to find
find,
it though.
they don't leave you a lot of space,
See,
No.
that's what I'm talking about. Don't be a thing. That was very good. That was good.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion, we adjourn.
I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion.
Get it right back.
What did you say?
I said, give me it right back.
Yeah.